Okay, so welcome back to another video. It is Saturday, it is week 2 of the block. I am now on my way to my parents to do SBD. It's about 3:30, so I'm kind of on a somewhat decent time schedule today. Had a very busy morning though, already done like 10,000 steps, which is a good thing. I like getting my steps in like during the day on the days that I train. I always feel like my sessions go better when I've done a few steps and stuff beforehand, so that is all good. Yeah, I'm now on my way there. Nothing to really report on. Everything's kind of okay. I did finally weigh myself today after Christmas. So I'm not in a calorie deficit. I am essentially just eating what is about maintenance for my off season so far, which is 2,600 calories. I am now sat at 89.2, so slightly heavier than probably what I would have wanted to be in the off season, but also considering over Christmas I was ill, and then I had a week where I didn't, well, I'd say like 5 days where I didn't track, and I was just kind of eating all the Christmassy food and snacking on things, and I was definitely eating a lot more than I normally would. I'm pretty happy. I'm kind of back in my usual routine of things now. Like, life is very hectic this week and next, but actually just general routine, steps, food, like everything like that is kind of back to normal. So feeling very good about that. And stress is also pretty high at the moment as well, considering the comp next weekend. So all things considered, 89.2 isn't bad at all. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. The cut is probably going to start, or the cut back down to like 85-ish is going to start probably after this comp that I've hosted. But I'm not 100% sure yet. I think if my weight continues to sort of sit about 89, I might give myself a few more weeks, because so comp dates have started to be announced for the year. And I think if I got this right, I might have forgotten, the 16th of June, the weekend of like the 15th, 16th of June is going to be English Nationals for the women this year. And that is going to be my next comp. So I'm like 6 months out still. So I don't really need to diet down yet, but I would like to be somewhat comfortably around where I like to sit before I do my last minute cut, within a couple of months of comp, so that I can just kind of enjoy training for the last 2 months and really focus on that rather than worrying about being in a deficit. So yeah, that's kind of a brief update on what's been going on and what the plan is. So 6 months out still, which is very good news for this off season. I'm really excited to get back on the platform, but I'm also really excited to know that I've still got plenty of time to build before I do. So very happy with that. But yeah, gonna head to my parents now and get the session done.
Rockin' with it, put your hands up. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. Count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I just pull it out and count for nothing when I'm feeling great. Give my baby little more just to spend it, and I'm always on go, I don't hesitate. Used to always know I make it, yeah. I'll be me until I'm in the grave, yeah. See my record, had to set it straight, yeah. I make to kill like 10 times 10. I got wires coming in, some in euros, some in sec, some in dollars, some in yen. I've been trying to keep my zen, keep my cool. Trying to keep the family fed, get my food. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. They tried to count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend. Did it, do it. I did it all, no gimmicks. I did it all, no civics. Now I got all these children, now I got all these clones. Now I got all you twinning, now I got all you thinking like all you winning. They tried to count me out, they tried to fill that doubt. They tried to ride my wig, they tried to knock me out. They tried to count my wins, they tried to show my L's. They tried to make me in.
Okay, so squats are done. So tonight I decided to try my Jordans. So a few months ago, I bought some Jordans to try squatting because everyone's obviously raving about it. It's like the in thing to wear. and I just didn't get on with them. At the time, I definitely preferred how thin the Vivo was, like the barefoot style of shoe. I've tried squatting in my wet shoes as well, because basically my Vivos are on the way out and I don't really find them particularly comfortable. I've got quite a high arch on my foot, and like the top of my foot is quite big, I guess, and wide. And the Vivos are just very tight on them and they feel quite restrictive. So I don't mind them for squats and deadlifts, but as a general shoe, I don't find them very comfortable. And when I'm training, obviously I want to be comfortable. So I don't really like the Vivos, and I've been trying to find some kind of alternate like shoe that's somewhat similar for a while. But I also don't want to waste money on things if I'm not going to wear them. So I bought some Jordans because I thought even if I don't like training in them, I can just wear them as like a fashion shoe. Basically, I decided I didn't like training or squatting in Jordans. I liked to feel closer to the ground than what they gave me. But I decided to try them again just because my Vivos they're pretty much worn through. Like the sides of them are breaking, the top. When I walk, I must stick my big toe up because the mesh on the top is starting to get a little hole in and stuff, and it's not the only pair of shoes I've got that have got that on them, so I must just walk very weirdly. But yeah, my Vivos have kind of had it, and by the time I compete again, it's going to be 6 more months till I compete. There's no way they're going to be intact enough to wear on the platform. So I thought I would give my Jordans another try because I don't really wear them enough as a fashion shoe anyway. Like I can't really justify the price of them for how little I wear them. Although I did get them secondhand, to be fair, so they weren't that expensive. But yeah, I tried them again tonight and I actually really liked them. They felt really good, they felt really solid. I think the ever so slight like raise in them, because obviously they're not a totally flat shoe, the ever so slight raise has kind of made it a little bit easier for me to hit depth, I think, without taking away the feeling of being flat to the floor. So yeah, I actually really like them, so I'm going to keep squatting in them for the rest of this block and see how I get on. But yeah, I just thought I'd update on that. But how squats went, they were very comfortable. Everything moved really easily. The 150 felt a bit heavy on my back, but I don't think it felt as good as it actually moved. At the time it felt heavy. Like I felt like I could have still got 3 or 4 more reps out by the end of the set, which is obviously the goal for this week because it's only week 2. And nothing should really be above like an RP6-ish. Like I felt like I could have kept going, but it just felt a little bit harder than I maybe expected. But then I also think I'm not really given the weight the respect it deserves, because 150 a couple of blocks ago would have been like week 4, week 5 rep work, and now it's week 2. And I think now I'm like, oh, it's easy, so I can do it, it's week 2. But actually no, 150 is still heavy, I just have to focus and concentrate and execute, which I still did. But yeah, I think I expected it to feel a bit easier than it actually did. But it was fine, it still moved. I would say I had at least another 4 reps in me, in all honesty, especially watching it back, like it moved very well. My fatigue single at 165 also did move very, very well. I felt like I lost a lot of tension at the bottom as I was coming out of the hole. I obviously just didn't quite execute it right. But watching it back, you couldn't see that at all. Like it was really speedy watching it back. And in all honesty, as I did it, like fatigue singles, I've said this in previous videos, always feel awful. Like they feel so much heavier on my back and they just feel really difficult. But actually today it felt light on my back and it moved really comfortably, really easily, even though I lost tension at the bottom. So that's also a good sign. And then back off, so I just rushed through. I made sure I executed better. So not last video, I think it was the video before. So last Saturday's session, I made a comment about the fact that something just wasn't right with my squats. Like I wasn't bracing properly. I was almost puffing my chest out. So today I made sure to brace properly and get my positioning how I like it, and everything moved so much easier. So yeah, squats. A lot of ramble there. As a recap, squats went very well. I'm now going to set up and get bench done.
They try, but where they now? Where they? Step in the spot and they stare at me. All of these battles will bear me. I swear that nothing compares to me. Feeling blessed. I won't stress. Beat the odds. You know the rest. They tried to count me out. I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account. Now I got something to spend. Count me out, I'ma gon' count me in. Fill up my bank account, now I got something to spend.
Okay, so bench couldn't have gone any better. I did my warm-up, so I don't warm up much for bench. I think I've made this quite clear in other videos. I did 70 for a few reps, then I did 100 for a single, and then I was gonna jump straight to 110, which is what I did. But I ended up chatting, which I was hoping not to do tonight, between my 100 and 110, because my mum came home with her friends, so I was chatting to them because they came in to see me for probably about 15 minutes. So I had 15 minutes between my 100 and my 110, which on bench is not very forgiving if you have too long of a rest break, especially in the cold carriage. So I was a little bit apprehensive for the 110, but I was also being too lazy to just warm up again. So I went for it anyway, and it was so easy. It literally flew off my chest to the point where I think next week I am going to load 115 as my week 3 single. I was planning on doing 2.5 kilo jumps now week on week until week 5. So then hopefully do 120 again on week 5, same as last block, but much cleaner. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do 115 next week because something has clicked with my bench setup and it's feeling incredible. I'm pretty sure my butt stayed down. And then back off 4s at 100. 100 being back off weight for me on week 2 of the block is insane. And it was so comfortable, like so comfortable. I had a really short rest between them. Yeah, I'm really happy. Bench couldn't have gone any better. I'm now gonna start warming up for deadlifts. So let's see how they go.
We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. You've got your head down, just like when we first met. I can't believe it's ending. Why did we fuck it up? So stupid and upsetting. How can I give you up? We've said our goodbyes, but we won't go home just yet. Let's stay here in this moment, pretend that we're not broken, and kiss me like you used to do before it all went down. Cause when the moon is falling, our love will turn to nothing. So give me.
Okay, so I'm just home. Quick recap of deadlifts. That is the best sumo has felt. I really turned my feet out a little bit more, so I managed to keep a really even, like, flat foot, because last week I was really struggling with the fact that as I left the floor, I'd almost turn my foot out and kind of turn onto the outside of my foot rather than maintaining an even foot pressure. And tonight I think I figured out how to keep that foot pressure completely even. 150 triple, obviously 150 for 3 on deadlifts for me should be pretty sub-max, but it literally felt like I was cheating. Like, for that one split second as it leaves the floor, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel great. And then as soon as it breaks the floor, it's just easy. I'm feeling very confident with sumo. I am genuinely probably 90% certain that sumo is going to be the way forward for a number of reasons. Main reason is just because I'll have the confidence to push it without worrying about my lower back. But this block is probably going to be the decider for me of whether I do keep conventional in as well, or if I just switch to sumo for a while I get kind of into comp season and stuff. But I'll talk about that more in a later video when I kind of sit down and make the decision. But currently leaning towards sumo. It felt so comfortable tonight, like so good. I was really happy with that. In all honesty, it was a really good session. After Wednesday's kind of iffy, struggling to focus session, it was nice to be back in the home gym. Highlight of the session was definitely bench, as usual. 110 should not move like that on week 2 of the block, so very excited. I think 120 is going to be moving like a warm-up anytime soon. So yeah, I'm really happy. I've got 6 months to go till comp. I think I've got like 6 months and 2 days, so we've got so much time. I'm feeling really good. My body weight isn't as heavy as I kind of thought it was. Yeah, really happy. Nothing else to really say. I'm just gonna wrap this video up here. I've got a very hectic week coming up. The Lift Loud comp that my friend and I are hosting is a week today. A bit nervous, but very excited as well. Looking forward to it being done, in all honesty, as well, just because I need to kind of relax and de-stress. But yeah, I'm feeling really good, really excited. It's going to be a very interesting week. Yeah, so I guess I'll try and document some of that, but I don't know how much I'll be able to. I'm still planning on training on my usual days, which is going to be very interesting, trying to train after the comp on Saturday, but I guess I'll let you know how that goes next week. But yeah, going to wrap this up here. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please give it a like, please leave a comment, and please subscribe, and I will see you on Friday for the next one.